Hello, ZU. I'm answering a question tag from Gamzee. Um, I'm really happy that he asked me about writing because I could probably talk forever about writing. I guess it's a good thing that he kind of shortened it to some couple questions because I could really elaborate if I wanted to. So, one of his first questions about writing is how did you get started with being a writer? Did anyone or anything inspire you? And finally, what is it about writing that makes you continue to do it? So, getting started with writing. I really started writing probably when I was around 14. And what inspired me and to do it would be Zelda. My love for Zelda. I mean, I still have like weird, elaborate Zelda dreams every now and then. I loved it so much, even though I don't even play the games all that much anymore. I don't. I mean, I didn't play Skyward Sword myself. I just watched the Let's Play, so I could see the story because I guess the story is all I'm really interested in anymore. So yeah, I don't play the games much anymore, but I still enjoy the plot line of Zelda, which was something that really inspired me when I was younger, and I guess it stayed with me, and so I've particularly Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's one of those classics. It just is. Because it was the first Zelda game that I ever played. Because honestly, the 2D Zelda games are difficult. Maybe it's just because I wasn't born into the generation that really liked the 2D games. I mean, I remember the 2D games when I was younger, but I would sit there playing them on the Super Nintendo and going, "Oh my God, this is hard," and throw it down and leave. So in a way, I guess the 3D games are kind of easier than the 2D games, and I'm not really sure. I think that's maybe because of the remote control. I mean, there was just a really slow time delay with those old Super Nintendos that made it a lot harder. You had to really tune into that controller, and I couldn't do it. But with the 64, it was just I guess I could tune into that a lot better, and with the 3D, maybe it just appealed to me more. That's all I can say. And I'm not dissing the 2Ds either. Don't hate on me for that. The 2Ds are fine, and I'm sure they were great, and I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed them. I just couldn't. They're classics too. They're wonderful. But I was really inspired by Ocarina of Time when I first played it when I was 9. I think that was when I first played it. I was 9 years old. Or I watched my sisters play it. And that's another factor that inspired me to write, was my sisters, because I have 3 older sisters. I am the youngest in my family, and we are all writers in some way. So I guess it just comes with the family environment. I saw my older sisters doing it. I'm like, well, what's this about? And before I started writing, I played with Barbie dolls when I was younger, and I didn't just play those stupid, Ken meets Barbie and they go on a date and they kiss. No. Me and my sisters did these elaborate Barbie plots of vampires and dragons and good and evil versus each other. And so I guess that just kind of also translated, once I got into writing, into storytelling. Because that's what we were really doing with those Barbie dolls. We were telling some stories that we really found interesting. So, yeah, I think how it started. Okay. Anything else about it? Being inspired? Well, on the topic of being inspired, I guess I'll go on to other things that inspire me. I guess mostly just things I continue to see. Animes I see will influence how I maybe interpret an element of my fan fiction, which I'm writing. It's an elaborate, long thing that I've been writing since I was 14, and it's taking forever because I'm a horrible procrastinator. It's a really bad combination to be a procrastinator and a writer. Especially when you're so invested in the stories you tell. You're like, oh, this is going to be so great. I'll write it tomorrow. Like, for example, like Dexter, on HBO about the serial killer who kills other bad serial killers and bad people. Really, I'd already dealt with my character Kaz Sarwin before that as a kind of he definitely goes along that same line. And so when I started watching Dexter, I really got inspired by some of the things. And you'll see in his character profile quote, a Dexter quote, which is about blood. It's well, actually, I think I can find it. This is what happens when you tell me to talk about writing. It's really bad because then I won't shut up. It's true. Let's see. It's about blood, and it's a Dexter comment quote. Quote is the right word. Yeah, I'm a writer. Okay, blood. Sometimes it sets my teeth on edge, other times it helps me control the chaos. And so, yeah, Dexter Morgan and other things like that. Just other media that I keep coming into contact with keeps inspiring me too. And also sometimes when I read other fan fictions, it's also inspiring for me to continue with my own. And finally, what is it about writing that makes you continue to do it? I am obsessed with my characters. Obsessed. I have developed and created them over a span of, 8 years since I was 14. So it's really hard for me to let them go. I mean, I still have so much I want to do with them, even though I'm a horrible procrastinator. I guess that's also what I also really enjoy about the battle arena and role playing is that it's really addictive to role play with other people. To have your character interact with another person's character, and you get to have those cool conversations with people about your characters, and then you get to develop characters together, and that's just really, it's really awesome to be able to collaborate creatively with another person. And I'm addicted to that, so that's kind of why I continue to do it. And that is how that's what I've been doing for 8 years. And, I'm probably not going to be a writer professionally. It's really hard to be a professional writer. That always has to be kind of a side thing. You have to have a main job because we can't put everything into writing when it probably is not going to always pay off. Because I hate to say it, usually it has to be some really, to get like as famous as J.K. Rowling or, Stephanie Meyer. I know everybody hates her, but hell, her books sold like no tomorrow, and it's because she tapped into something that a lot of people could relate to. And it's more like if you can create a certain world and build on that, and it could even be a basic idea that's been in society for a long time, like witches and wizards, vampires and werewolves. If you can make a certain world and with your own unique spin on it and make it really interesting, but you also have to be kind of simple with it. You can't be too complex because, if you get too complex too early, people go, oh god, this is too much writing and text wall, I can't read all that. So you have to be able, you can't always know that you're going to hit gold with your writing. So I'm not going to be a professional writer. It will always be a hobby of mine. And mostly because I can never publish anything that I've written because it's all fan fiction. I have, no interest in, I have original characters from my own original world that I've created, but it's so integrated with the Zelda world that I can't really publish anything from it because it's just not the same characters without the same backstory and all that. It's hard to explain, really. So, I can't really publish that unless I got rights to, and that's just kind of a whole complicated mess. But it might be something I'll look into later, but most likely I'm not going to be publishing anything, and Ruki cries every time I say that, because for some reason she thinks that is a terrible sadness. And you can ask her more about that. What else to say? I don't think I have anything else to say about this. So I have to think of someone to tag that hasn't already been tagged because, Let's see. I love being super awkward, by the way. It's the best thing ever. Because I don't think I can be not awkward. Because then it just doesn't seem natural because I guess I'm just an awkward person. Oh, God. Alright. Rookie's trying to distract me right now, too, at the same time. This is bad combination. I'm really sorry. Let's see. Who hasn't been tagged yet? Actually, I'm just gonna stop